and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless soulmate contract read. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Virgo sun sign. I've got my Sun conjunct Jupiter, second house in Virgo, as well as what else I got? Uranus and Pluto conjunct as well, right next to each other. I'm Generation X pretty much. Yeah, you know, I'm learning to say Uranus instead of Uranus, because let's keep Uranus out of this, shall we? Let's dive in. We are doing a soulmate, a soul contract read. The very first thing in the description box is a video I recorded before doing this series this time around, just a preface explaining that my definition of soulmates and twin flames and soul contracts is radically different, apparently, from everything else out there. And so I did a little 12-13 minute video on that, so you can get my definition. It is based on the work of Matt Kahn, K-A-H-N, Kubla, Genghis, Madeline, Chaka, Matt, right? In that order, I guess, in terms of descent. I don't know, at least age, right? So check that out. There's his video, Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined is down there. It's more of a fifth dimensional definition than the third and fourth dimensional illusion of separation deal that we've had for centuries. I think going back to Plato, I don't remember if it was Plato who talked about split aparts. Oh, the Greeks. So let's get up in this gig. It's a general read, you know all that. Done saying that every single time except for that. But we are going to be looking at you on this side. I'm just going to say this is the Virgo collective that I'm reading for. This is your soulmate contract partner, and state of the contract will be in our center lane. You have hundreds of soulmates in one life, but we are looking at the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic soulmate relationships that we have been trying to heal and purify and grow through for, oh my God, it feels like longer than centuries, millennia, right? So let's get up in this gig, both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath. If you will, I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can for my pantheons of the divine, speaking through these card systems. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, and as I said, a lot of cool links on the way down if you want to go deeper into the more fifth dimensional definition put forth by Matt Kahn, which makes so much more sense and is way healthier, and I think will really break some of those patterns of needing to know when you get that these are contracts that you made before you came in, right? Written into the script of the quantum version of your life that you're living. So being raised by a lawyer, my mother divorced my father when I was, 2 years old, and divorced my father, married her divorce lawyer. Both living up in Saratoga on the top of the mountain, hence Zeus and Hera, as I like to call them. So let's take a look at maybe our soulmate contracts. Like I said, I am a Virgo, so we'll see how this rolls. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, just waiting to inhale. Okay. All right. No, I feel that. I just went all the way down my spine. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of soul, mate, contract, law, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards. The 8th chakra dynamic, the archetypal dynamic, the soul power dynamic being alchemized from lead to gold in this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soul mate contract. Please, who we got for the Virgo, their 8th chakra dynamic, their contract partner here, their soulmate, romantic soulmate contract partner. Remember, you can have more than one at one time, too. You certainly have different soulmates in your life. My mom and I are a soulmate contract according to the new definition. My father and I were definitely a twin flame. God rest his soul. So what is the state of the contract? The 8th chakra of both of you, or the contract itself, because it's you, it's them, and then there's the contract itself. So you already know what these are. I always put them in the description box. Oh my Goodness gracious. Wow. Okay. Okay. I need to take this in for a second. Now look, roles may flip on this one. Soulmates are symbiotic. There can be a lot of mirroring going on. We have got the rescuer here for the Virgo, which is the healing family of archetypes. We've got the Don Juan, which showed up. Who had the Don Juan? Oh, Cancer had the Don Juan show up in this same position. And the rebel for the state of the contract. Now, Carolyn Mace, brilliant teacher, her work has really been incredibly helpful in my life, particularly her work, Sacred Contracts, and that's what these cards are based on, these patterns that you agree to fulfill and heal before you come in. So everything's all scripted into your life before you ever incarnate into it. So let's talk about the rescuer archetype. Now, there are only like 5 or 6 archetypes in the healing family. So all of these are potent, and I do not resonate with the rescuer archetype in any way, shape, or form. So I'm wondering if I'm playing the Don Juan in a role with another Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, if at all, because I got that. Okay, the shadow attribute, the toxic stuff. The foundation of a soulmate contract is you help each other heal, whether or not you know each other. It's the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract, right? So there's no avoiding that. The more you heal you, the more you help them heal, and vice versa. Whether you know each other, whether you hate each other or aren't talking to each other, it doesn't matter. But the shadow is the lead you're healing here, assumes that the rescued will reciprocate. That's not very healthy. Keeping the rescued one needy. Baron Munchausen, please pick up the white courtesy telephone. The light attribute provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of return, and that's hard to do. But rescuers, like, I don't really, it's not that I hate, you can tell you have an archetype if it really sets you on fire either way. Like, oh, I love that, or oh, that's disgusting. You have it, right? You just don't want to look at it if it's disgusting. But if it's sort of meh, then it's probably not your archetype if there's no energy. And I never really get that for myself with this rescuer. My healing archetype is as the healer. It's sort of the major arcana, if you will, of that family. Let's see who you're dealing with here. Still going to put the Virgo on this side. The Don Juan archetype, wild card family archetype, the archetypes that don't fit in any of the others. The shadow attribute, using the power of romantic attraction for private agenda. It's using your sensual bait, your seductive bait, for a bait and switch, right? In other words, you're keeping your agenda hidden and coming on and being very seductive, but it's not healthy. It's certainly not honorable. But the light attribute spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Now, I know Don Juan means Father Juan, right? Look up who Don Juan is. Even in the Carlos Castaneda version, you might want to look into if that speaks to you. So what is a positive, seductive quality? Well, you know what I find very seductive? Honesty and vulnerability. Virgo, right? Yes, you can have your boundaries in place and still walk in the world authentic. Like authenticity is like such a turn on for me. And yes, have I been seductive in my life for good or ill? Absolutely. We all have to do the shadow so that we can embrace the light part of it, the alchemy of it all. So definitely romantic, sexual, stuff touchy energy here. But the rebel for the state of the contract, oh boy. Oh boy, the shadow attribute. So this is like both of you are going through this, as well as this is what the contract is about right now. Timeless whenever you're watching it. Rejects legitimate authority out of anger. I think we've seen quite a bit of that. Rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. Which always reminds me of the new wave movement after the punk movement. Because punk really came from England, right? And the Ramones went over there, and then they brought it back, and CBGBs and all of that. It was very dirty, very gritty. And then out of that came new wave, which then became alternative, then became adult contemporary, right? Sort of got watered down from that original, oi, right? I don't know. Well, that's heavy metal, whatever. Throwing rock and roll signs at the world. So the light attribute challenges authority to affect social change. This could definitely be a relationship that your tribal energies, right, your families, your friends might not agree with. Old patterning stuff, right, could be different. Same gender, transgender, racial, could be any of that stuff. Could be religious differences. Rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. Now that says to me in a soulmate contract, Honestly, I gotta go with the vibe on this. Either side, both sides, I don't know, but definitely society is not looking kindly upon this. Otherwise, what is there to rebel against? Yes, certainly you can rebel against your own fears, but that's not the same as healing them. Be careful what you rebel against in the shadow, because you end up emulating it and you don't even realize it until you look back, right? Well, we are certainly off to the races here. So that's 8th chakra, right? The star center, the soul center. These are the energies, the archetypal dynamics that are affecting every other chakra in the chakra system for you, them, and the both of you. So heart, throat, third eye crown, daughters of the moon, what's going on in the interior world, the emotional, willpower, mental, and spiritual power going on here. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, there's still something very soothing, calming about this, and I wonder if that's with that rescuer archetype, that the support is really here, right? Provide strength and support to others in crisis. Well, it does feel like there might be a crisis going on here. Please, my goddesses of earth, and the sign of Virgo, please, 3 cards, heart, throat, third eye crown, interior, dynamic, personal level of power, the world behind their eyes, their psychological aspects, please, for this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, soulmate, contract. We've got the Virgo here on this side. Remember, it can flip-flop. With that rescuer archetype in the 8th, what's heart, throat, third eye crown there? For the Don Juan archetype partner here, what's going on? Heart, throat, third eye crown. Why does that feel like 2? Because it is. Just 1, please, but I can feel the indecision on this side. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake. All right, what does that look like for them? Heart, throat, third eye crown. And with that rebel state of the contract in the 8th chakra, what's going on there in the psychological internal dynamic? Now, these are the cards you don't know. 1, 2, 3. Well, well, all right, we got some court cards here, but when they're internal, you really have to look at the zodiacal dynamic, particularly the house, right? Like Aries is 1st house, Pisces is 12th house. Look at that, because this is what's going on inside of you, them, and I guess you could say us. So let's look. We got the rescuer archetype here with the Libra card. Now, heart, throat, third eye crown. Libra is definitely third eye, air sign. But there's also that justice and balance that comes with the throat chakra in the Kabbalistic tree of life. Carolyn Mace's Anatomy of the Spirit, as well as I also mentioned it in my book, Words of Grace, on Kindle, $9.99 if you want to go get my take on it. This is about justice and mercy. What comes out of your mouth? Right? What is it that you choose? Can you find the balance between justice and mercy? In other words, this rescuer archetype is coming into psychological balance, but 7th house dynamic is about partnerships, right? It's the Libra card here. It's cardinal air. It's trying to create something fair and balanced within themselves. This does feel like psychological healing to me. This does feel like the mental emotional balance coming into place. But one thing my guides have showed me about Libra, because I have Venus in Libra, is that Libra is actually the middle point of the scale, right? The 3rd point. We always think of it as 2, but that unity that helps to find the fairness and the balance there. So this could be somebody in counseling or in confessional, which is the sacrament of the throat chakra, but the sacred truth of the throat chakra here, just so that you know, Carolyn Mace, as well as in Words of Grace, which kind of rhymes, is surrender your will to the divine, right? You show me, thy will be done, for the highest good and harming none, as I will it, so let it be done. Don Juan, Kuan Yin, the 9 of Cups, traditionally, as you'll hear it on YouTube all over the place, wish fulfillment. Well, yeah, but Kuan Yin is about that overflowing love and compassion where you are at peace within yourself. Yeah, you're not at a 10 if this is you, if you're cross-watching, whatever. But certainly it is about your cup overflowing for you, which says, it's sort of like I said, what turns me on, what I find very seductive, is someone who's really emotionally stable. Well, why would that be? Because I've dealt with so many who weren't, right? So that thing of compassion, I mean, Kuan Yin is the Chinese goddess or bodhisattva, or both, depending on who you read, what you believe, I guess, of contentment and compassion. So this is very much being at peace. Your cups, yes, overflowing with that waterfall running next to her, but also not necessarily active. And for an internal thing, this is about an open heart, right? Element of water, that heart chakra, emotional stuff, and very magnetic, right? And to me, seduction, yes, there is an active part of it. That's why this is not in the masculine or feminine family of archetypes. It's in the wild card because of these two tangoing here, right? A male and a female. Who's the Don Juan, right? Who's doing the seduction? It might be the lady in red, not just the guy in black. Tango, bravo, go, whatever. State of the contract, we've got this rebellion with the Pisces card, 12th energy, Mami Watu, M-A-M-I-W-A-T-U, the mermaid, right? So definitely there is a lot of empathic exchange going on between these two unconsciously. 12th house, Pisces, the unconscious, the mystical aspect of life. There is a strong love bond here, but those two fish, it may go back and forth between love and hate. But remember, the opposite of love is actually fear, because what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. Thank you, Course in Miracles. But hate is really just what happens when you are toxifying the old patterns when you're triggered, right? I hate that. Well, to give yourself the love that only you can give you in that moment is allowing and we'll go with this Libra energy here, the dolphin to balance the shark. And, you know, whatever arises, love that. Matt Kahn, his first book, so genius. Check it out. Yeah, I'm a spiritual teacher first and foremost, but I've been reading cards longer. I started reading tarot when I was 12 years old, and now I'm 52. I know I don't look at things. It's good Virgo living. And rapid wrinkle repair. Okay, we've got our internals. Let's look at our externals, shall we? Mythic Tarot, going to show us the root, sacrum, solar plexus. So you're getting a chakra read for you, for them, and for the both of you in this contract. Let's see what the gods have to say. The divine masculine energy of it all. Please breathe. Okay. Okay, expect surprises. Okay, pleasant ones, I hope. Please, my gods of earth in the sign of Virgo, Dionysus, Sacred Vine, dearest Lord, patron mine, please. 3 cards in clarity for this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, symbiotic, soothing soulmate contract. What do you got for this rescuer in the 8th with the Libra inside? What's the outside look like? Root, sacrum, solar plexus dynamic. For the partner here, we've got the Don Juan, that seductive energy, but with that Kuan Yin inside, that 9 of Cups, I feel like, yeah, there is potential wish fulfillment here. They might very well be getting in touch with what their heart truly desires there, but then that's got to be more of the spotlighting the positive aspects of that, very magnetic. So please, what does that look like on the outside? Please, just 1 card, thank you. And state of the contract has got the 8th chakra dynamic of the rebel with the Pisces energy, very kind of slippery, emotionally moody, not so much like Cancer, but mutable water, right? So there's been probably a lot of back and forth here with this, hence the rebel kind of wanting to break out of those systems that do not serve, right? Maybe even a social justice aspect of this, feeling both ways about it. What does this look like on the outside for both of them in this contract? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, do. You know, I want to dance with Harry Dean and drive through Texas in a black limousine. Well, here we go. If you are the Virgo on this side, you got the Rescuer in the 8th, Libra in Heart, Third Eye Crown, and the Ace of Wands. I've seen so many aces pop up in the externals in this. Yeah, passionate initiation here, the beginning of a quest. Now I'm going to say, if you're the rescuer, as this indicates, you might be rushing in for the rescue here. This is Zeus holding the Ace of Flames, issuing the quest for the Golden Fleece, Jason and the Argonauts, which is what the suit of wands is in this deck. Now, what I like about this is, yes, this is very Aries energy in the sense that it's fire, the first sign of the zodiac, the ace, if you like, but also the golden fleece has a ram's head on it. So definitely initiatory. Doesn't necessarily mean there's an Aries in here. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's a general read. I wouldn't go too and if that is the case, Aries and Libra are opposite, so but complementary opposite. So definitely a new passion here, perhaps wanting to charge in, or at least the inspirational desire to do so. Because here with the Don Juan and the partner with the Nine of Cups, I get why they got this. They got the Hanged Man, Prometheus bound, right? A sacrifice is being made. This person has let go of this in order to really get in touch with their interior world. But the sacrifice that they're giving isn't just necessarily cutting somebody out. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Might not necessarily be this person over here either. But I can't get Odin out of my head when I see this card, right? Plucked out his eye, hung upside down on the world tree Yggdrasil for 9 days in order to receive the runes, amongst other things. Usually this card, yes, it's the Pisces energy, I hear that. But there's also that thing of seeing things differently. Stepping back, on pause. Not that things are frozen, but certainly there is a reversal in terms of seeing this. That whatever has happened, if you two don't necessarily need to know each other at this point, but know that this person has been turned upside down and is seeing things from a much different place. And with that Don Juan, I don't feel like they're going to take action towards you. They can't. Their insides feel really good, and they're probably wanting to preserve that, because as they're seeing things differently, they're perhaps seeing the contract, is seeing that everything that has gone before in their life, and if the two of you have danced before, things couldn't have happened any other way, sort of letting go of their anger, their negative perception, right? Seeing through a glass darkly, and with this love moving through their heart chakra, kind of clearing the doors, the lenses of perception, right? State of the contract, interestingly enough, it's got the Rebel with the Pisces energy, and of course it's got its opposite sign here with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the Virgo card for me. It's mutable earth. The Knights are mutable. The Queens are fixed. The Kings are cardinal. You add that up with the element of Wand, Cup, Sword, Pentacle, shows you exactly what sign it is, thanks to Juliet Sherman Burke, the author of the Mythic Tarot. I hated reading court cards until I read her workbook, not the book that came with the deck, but her workbook, which I still have. So yeah, this is a slow and steady wins the race kind of deal. In the background here, we have beehives. Beehives are not created overnight. All right, they're not an instantaneous poof, you're a beehive. Even the hairdo, I'm sure, takes time to wind all that shit up there. But nor is honey made instantly. So this is the Virgo energy here. This, it would not surprise me if both of you had Virgo placements. Would not surprise me at all. So, but it's interesting because I'm a Virgo sun with a Pisces moon, odd, and a bit of a rebel. Because I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. Living in the past, it's a new generation, which I think is very apt for this rebel vibe here. But the emotions run deep between the two of you. There's definitely an empathic bond. You may be feeling each other's emotions and being unaware of it, even if you don't know who this person is. But I have a feeling a lot of you do. And you're both coming towards each other, but you're going on a walk. Now, I know it looks like in the Knight of Pentacles that the horse is not moving. That's not true. There are 4 stages to riding a horse. I should know. I was forced to take horseback riding lessons as a kid. You have walk, trot, canter, gallop. Well, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles is walk. Pisces is trot, hot or otherwise. Hot or not. Bussy Queen, so cute. Knight of Wands is canter. Not quite a gallop. Gemini definitely is that full-on gallop. So, you know, it makes sense for Virgo. You guys want to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted here. But with that emotional Pisces thing there, remember it is an opposition. I was born, Virgo sun, Pisces moon, born on a full moon, can be very intense. Because the love might be incredibly strong here. But certainly, if you're the Virgo on this side with the rescuer, if you're going to move forward, you're going to move forward with balance, right? Keeping your psychology in clear. They're giving me 4 agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz, well, Don Juan, Don Miguel Ruiz, be impeccable with your word, work, right? Don't take anything personally, I think, is the second one. That could be a big one here. Like, whatever went on between the two of you, if you danced before, really was more, I feel like, about society or family rules or family, what's the word? Family prejudices, like old things. It's like, well, you can't be with somebody like that. We are not those people. Could be religious difference, could be racial, could be gender-based, could be anything like that. So don't take any of that personally from your family, but you do you, make no assumptions, which is hard to do, right? That's why the 4th one, do your best. 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, I still think is a very, very valid thing for people, and always will be. It is, after all, Toltec. It's not like it just showed up last year. So yeah, we're on pause here, but the two of you are slowly moving towards each other. And if I'm to look at the direction of this card, it does look like it's moving in this direction, right? So it feels like slow but steady, this rescuer is moving towards you. I wonder if this is me, and I wonder if this is someone that I know who's also a Virgo. I say it in the preface thing, there are like 4 or 5 different men in my life at a distance. I haven't been hooking up with anybody, although I just got my J&J. Saturday, it'll be 2 weeks. Yes. We'll see who comes to the witch's castle and if I'll lower the drawbridge. All right. Whispers of Love Oracle. If you've been watching me for a while, I've been calling this the party turn deck. Because out of nowhere, it changes the game so fast. Change the game. Liz Phair, her new album is really good. Once again, Sheryl Crow and Liz Phair singing the album of my life. Okay, so this is the higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath. And yeah, I'm really kind of getting here. It's not just your higher self, their higher self, but the higher selves of all involved. Because the rebel needs someone or something to rebel against, right? All is set up for you two to come together honorably, so please. I call upon the higher selves of all involved, perhaps my own here, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above only, please. 1 card for each in this Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate, romantic soulmate contract with a rescuer archetype, a Don Juan archetype in a rebel contract. What do you got for the rescuer? With Libra on the inner, Ace of Wands on the outer, the Don Juan partner here, Don Juan in the 8th, 9 of Cups, Kuan Yin on the inner, Hangman on the outer. What do you got for them? And for state of the contract, Rebel in the 8th, Pisces on the inner, Virgo on the outer, which is so ridiculous because that is me. Like, I am the state of the contract if I just go with my sun and moon sign. So please, what's the whisper of love that they need on this, please, from their higher selves? May the party be turned. 1, 2, 3. I would be very surprised, or I should say not surprised, if the majority of people watching this are dealing with another Virgo. Doesn't mean it's all Virgo. Sun sign, sun sign, sun sign, sun sign, sun sign, sun sign, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. But you'll see why. All right. So if you are the Virgo on the side with the rescuer archetype, Libra on the inner, coming into balance, and I get now the love here. You're really trying to balance the emotional with the mental with the choice. It's these 3 chakras, right? The heart may be saying yes, the mind might be saying no, and your throat chakra doesn't know what to do. So really work this out, right? Because that Ace of Wands, there's an impetus to reach out passionately and say, can we please give this another shot? Whatever went before, I want to rescue this relationship. I want to rescue this contract. And what's the higher self saying? Back to what you love. Your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate what you want. And I feel like you've been doing that. And I think that's what that Libra process is about. But the thing is, it's like, if you're going to rescue on this, because it might be in your hands to do so. This person over here is in Hanged Man. Like, they're not taking action towards anybody. My sense can more relate to this side. So just really, really be hyper aware of that if this is really the person that you love, and with that Pisces emotional connection and state of the contract here, you're both feeling each other's love, and you might not be so aware of that. So get back to what you love, which is this person. It feels like you got to bust the move. It's been jumping from side to side. Who needs to bust a move each time in these readings? For the partner here, the Don Juan, Kuan Yin on the inner, Hanged Man on the outer, do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. And I'm going to read this really clearly, that this seeing things differently is the thing to do for this other person, right? To see them in a more Kuan Yin, compassionate light. Now, if this was a private read, I would reach over there to the Kuan Yin Oracle by Blue Angel Publishing and pull one for you. And if you want to go deeper into this, I already have somebody doing this today. I have a client later today who saw, I think, the Aries reading or the Taurus one and said, yeah, I need a personal read. That's me. So all I need to know is which reading it is. I'll pull the archetype cards and then we'll layer on top of that, right? But do something for someone else. And this feels very Virgo, right? That service thing. But so much of the service right now, though there may be no action here, is just to sit back and be seductive and feel the love. Pray for them. Bless them. Give them that heart chakra emerald green fire, right? The flame of Archangel Ariel, the Archangel of Lyons, Archangel of Lyons. Yeah. So, state of the contract, Rebel, Pisces on the inner, Virgo on the outside, like attracts like. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you two are not both Virgos or some kind of placement somewhere, then, you know, if you're longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. And it feels like that's on both sides. That the two of you are more alike than you're not. And that makes sense. Symbiotic. Well, symbiotic can be complementary opposites, right? Like earth and water. All of the zodiacal opposites, all the full moons are always complementary opposites. You never have fire and water or earth and air. It's always earth and water, fire and air, complementary. Well, wow. Let's keep going. Oh boy, I told you, these are the party turners, the Tina turners. I watch way too much Drag Race and I'm okay with it. I'm not getting Paramount though, just to watch All Stars. That's not going to happen. How many streaming services does one witch need? The answer, my friend, is probably not blowing in the wind. Little Dylan for you there, little Bob Dylan. And Hairspray with Divine Flashback. Okay, let's get you the healing mantras from the Ascended Masters of Soulmate Contracts. And regardless of who you are in this, you can use all three mantras, because as you heal, they heal. These are the healing mantra cards from Matt Kahn, the one whose definitions I have completely adopted. I can't not see through those lenses anymore. And it doesn't mean that I don't watch other readers who use the old terminology. I just click that lens into place. So still getting the information that I need, but through a whole different way of seeing it, which is kind of sort of this, gotta say, the Hangman. All right, breathe. My Ascended Masters of Soulmate Contract Law. What are the perfect three mantras for them, for the Virgo, for the partner, for the contract itself, that they can really focus on to do the healing that they need? Because as they heal within themselves, they are certainly going to help each other heal, and through unity consciousness really help everybody on the soulmate path heal here, moving closer and closer into the divine revelation of true love and romantic context. So please, three cards, perfect healing mantra for this Virgo collective: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying, symbiotic, sympathetic soulmate contract that we got on the table here. So we got this Rescuer, Libra on the inner, Ace of Wands on the outer, getting back to what they love. Not going to look at the mantra because I want to see them all at once. The partner here, the Don Juan in the 8th, Nine of Cups, Kuan Yin on the outer, Kuan Yin on the inner, Hangman on the outer. Like, they're in a pretty good space here, but they're getting ready to do something for someone else, giving their attention to someone else, and that could be giving their attention to really sacrifice their lens of looking at this, seeing this differently, really having to let go of perhaps lies, illusions, and deceptions and delusions that are woven around all of us, right? What's their perfect healing mantra to go with that? And for the state of the contract, Rebel in the 8th, Pisces on the inner, Virgo on the outer, like attracts like. And if they're longing for more love in this contract, they need to be more loving. And it feels like that is a slow and steady wins the race here. But what is the perfect healing mantra for the contract itself? Well, 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 well. Okay. So, like I said, for the Virgo, if this is you, Rescuer, Libra, Ace of Wands, back to what you love, greeting wellness, because balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Now, we got Libra, the balance card here, right? Getting back to what you love. Your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate, right? To assess the value of what it is that you really want. But this is such a Virgo-based card because it's not just about balancing the mind. It's about good nutrition, getting the rest you need, drinking the right, being hydrated, right? Exercise. Like I do yoga and dance every day. I'm a dancer. I was trained for decades. That's how I stay in shape. Thank you very much. A little yoga before, a little stretching after, but it's just the way you make me feel. That was today's workout. It was really good. I love that video. So greeting wellness. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles, but let's keep in mind, certain things can't be delivered to us until we're structurally ready for it. And that is physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So, I mean, I'm not reading for the bookie book this time, but it is about healing emotionally, energetically, mentally, physically, and of course spiritually. So there's a lot of healing going on here, but Rescuer, rescue thyself as well. Do not leave yourself out of that equation, and I don't think you're going to, not with that Libra balancing energy on the inner there for you. That feels radically clear to me that you are coming into balance and miracles are going to come as a result. Now, technical definition of a miracle is something that defies natural law, occurs. But according to Course in Miracles, it's a shift in awareness from a thought system based in fear to a thought system based in love, based in forgiveness, which is the F word for most people. So for the other here, the partner, your person, Don Juan in the 8th, Kuan Yin on the inner, Hangman on the outer, Prometheus on the outer. Do something for someone else while embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. And this must be like the second or third time it showed up in this series of readings, right? So this is a mantra that for myself I have done. I've had this deck since 2019, December 2019. Yeah, that's right. And, you know, I did the mantra and didn't feel that immediately, but it snuck up on me. In other words, it laid the foundation here. So, worthiness. I even say it in the preface. It's like I cut a lot of men out of my life because they could not see my worth and kind of treated me shittily. Is that a word? What is that, an adverb? Shittily, shittily, shittily. It's shittle, L-Y. Goodbye. Oh my god. Oh my god, Schoolhouse Rock. I'm channeling Schoolhouse Rock. So to embrace your own worthiness, okay, but now I'm getting from over here that it's also embracing the worthiness of what you've all been through. That this relationship, this contract is worthy because you're helping each other heal and you don't even realize to the extent. So I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body and it feels amazing. 4G Thor alert. You're Thor. I love that stupid joke. And here we go. Oh boy. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Your makeup is terrible. The state of the contract. Rebel, Pisces on the inside, Virgo on the outside, like attracts like, integrating the ego. Everything is for me, not against me. That everything that has happened to you, to them, and to both of you has been for the development of your soul. All right, I'll do this. The ego, right? This is about integrating the ego, not banishing it, not punishing it, but integrating the ego. Really is about seeing that everything is happening for you. It's not happening. Well, of Course in Miracles said none of this is happening to you. It's happening for you. Really, the difference between playing victim or choosing victory. But the ego is at war. It worries, anticipates, and regrets. Gets you coming and going. It's just the lead part of the archetype, right? But the soul is raw. It respects, acknowledges, and welcomes everything on the inside and everything on the outside. That doesn't mean you have to do it all at once or that you don't have safe, healthy boundaries as you go either. But with this rebellion thing, I'm going to tell you, if for somebody there is tribal pressure here, I can feel it. I don't know which side it is. Could be both y'all. But there's something different about this contract, particularly if one of you all is married to somebody else and you're leaving that situation because you want to be with this person. But that's only if you know each other, obviously. But you got to get that the development of the soul, you are both healing on such great big huge levels that the ego might be rebelling against it in and of itself. Be careful of that. But if this really is a tribal thing, if there is something so different about this relationship that the people in your life, or you think society in general, right, that you would be humiliated if anybody found out about this, do understand humiliation is the first of the three controlling fears, and good stuff can't grow from it, nor can lies. Nothing good can come from lies. Thank you, Diana. Yeah, integrating the ego totally makes sense here. It's the only thing that ever stands in the way of true love is the toxicity of the ego, but it doesn't mean that it's the evil part of us. It just means it's the most dormant part of the soul that is slowly unraveling. And with that Pisces moon, you're helping each other heal emotionally. And you're both really being slow and steady wins the race, but it does feel like the rescuer is going in that direction. Towards the Don Juan, that the Don Juan's not being necessarily active with that hangman, more just like hanging out, and embracing their worthiness. Wow, like attracts like. I don't know, I think you two, well, it's up to you when you want to come together. A little bit more. Let's get some Lovers Oracle here. Tony Carmine Salerno is one of his thousands of decks in Blue Angel Publishing. I adore every single one I've gotten from him. So these are the pantheons of lovers. So think angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves. Those pantheons, the lovers of them. And we're talking romantic here. Breathe. Yeah, my pantheon of lovers. Please, 3 Lovers Oracle. Tony Carmine Salerno here. What are the oracle messages from the pantheons of lovers for this Virgo collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic, soulmate contract. Whenever they watch this, for the Virgo rescuer on that side, for the partner Don Juan on this side, and for state of the contract right in our center lane. That one came up for somebody. I don't know them by picture. That's why I lay them out this way. This just came out in the Leo reading, and I believe on this side. So if this is you, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself to get back to what you love. It feels like you're going to be the one busting the move here, though. So you wait to do that. You wait until, rescue yourself first. I'm getting clairvoyant flashes of Ever After with Drew Barrymore, the best Cinderella version, in my opinion, ever. Not just because it's her. I love her. But because she rescues her own self. Thank you very much. By the time the prince shows up, she's already outside of her imprisonment. So, it's important right now to step back. Right? Bring yourself into that balance. Greet that wellness for a life of infinite miracles. I just got this card last night for myself off camera. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. This definitely feels like 2 Virgos, or the Virgos on this side. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, blah, 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 blah. But certainly with that Don Juan archetype, you're trying too hard. Give it time. We're not in control of the timing. We think we are. And then we hear things, well, the higher your vibration, the faster things happen. Maybe, but then that's written into the divine plan too. And I've seen a lot of people burn down the village when they don't get what they want because they raise their vibration so high. Yeah, spiritual counseling. I've seen a lot of crazy, particularly in romantic things, right? Particularly if there's an addiction or a codependent pattern in place, right? They need it. Well, do you take the time? If you're on this side, you're trying too hard. Give it a rest. And honestly, that feels like this is here. This might be saying you already are doing this, right? That this is a matter of time. It's a divine timing thing. Center lane here with that rebel. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Guys, whatever happened between the two of you individually, or if you have danced together before, horizontal mambo or otherwise, the two-tongue tango here with the Don Juan, yeah, there's probably some shit that went down. But it's behind you now. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. Now release it, and it doesn't mean, oh, you deny that it happened or you repress it. It means you let those feelings up and out. And I feel like you're both feeling there's a symbiotic empathic bond here where you're both feeling the same way about this. And whatever the chains that are restraining this, you guys want to break through. And my God, if they're tribal, look, I'm going to tell you something I learned a long time ago. I didn't incarnate for anyone else in particular. I incarnated for everybody, right? That's my mission. I'm an archangel. I really am, unfortunately. And certainly if you're going to let social dynamics hold you back, then there's no one to blame but you for doing that, particularly when your soul is telling you to move in a certain direction while the ego is like, no, this is against me. No, if I do this, I will lose everything. No, it's happening for you to gain everything in the most important way. Past is behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. There's a new beginning here. Again, whether you know each other or not, I don't know. But let's get our last card down. The new deck that I picked up in Saratoga when visiting my family over Father's Day weekend, which was also summer solstice, Letha. I did some streaming from that, and I had a really lovely time moving up there next year or the year after. My mom and I miss each other, number one, but also they're getting on in years, and I want to be near her should she need me. Not moving in with her, though. Getting my own place. Thank you very much. Not doing that again. So, the Blessed Bee deck I got at the Magic Moon, Saratoga Springs on Phila Street, Phila. If you're in town, drop by. Tell them Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short sent you, and you won't get a discount, but you'll get and they'll probably treat you really nicely. They're lovely people. So this is Blessed Bee by Lucy Cavendish. Right, you got to perk. You got to plug the people that do good by you here. Mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower, and I'm actually going to channel this as a blessing, the energy of it as I read it. I'm only doing one bookie book. And this is it. I just need to make a little room for this blessing to come through. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the pantheons of gods and goddesses of every tradition, every culture, every lineage, star seed and beyond, please, one card in clarity. What is the blessing that the collective gods and goddesses, multidimensional, right? What is the blessing you are placing upon this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate, romantic contract with this rescuer archetype, this Don Juan archetype in a rebel contract. Please, what is the blessing you place upon them? Card number 29, a blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. Yeah, this is this rebel thing. Look, guys, you guys are going to have to fight for this one, but I don't think it's fighting each other. I do not think it's fighting each other, but we'll read what the blessing is. Look at her. Oh, she's got like the Diana Themyscira and Vanguard. I want those, but I want real ones. Feminine. Yes, I watched Wonder Woman as a kid. Can you imagine me not? I've got Diana's all up there now. Oh, there she is. Hey, there's Diana. Okay, let's take a breath. This has been a heavy-duty read. Just take a breath. I need the magnifying glass for the first part, but then I'm going to channel this blessing for you. I've even got my cords on. Let's do this. Card number 29. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. A blessing to help you through a conflict that must be faced with courage and compassion for all involved. Battles in our lives are not always the way we have seen them depicted. They may not be a fight or a confrontation or the clash of swords swinging. Most of us do not want the battle. We want the peace and to talk and parlay our way through the differences and the difficulties within our lives. Feeling that in here for sure. Many times we may walk away knowing that the battle will bring more damage than we can face. And other times we must walk through the fires of confrontation and go into a battle we did not want, but which can no longer be avoided. So, this is a blessing on those who are to face a battle they wished was not theirs to fight, but it has become clear that they have to, that they have no choice but to confront, to bring out their arms and to fight. It may be with the law, it may be with wits, it may be through speaking your truth, and it may be by refusing to accept what another has determined is enough for you. Work. It may be with a challenge or a condition or an injustice or a cruelty with that rebel archetype. Here's the actual blessing. That was all definition. Use me. Channel this blessing through to the Virgos, please. Whatever the nature and form of the battle before you, accept now this blessing upon you for your courage, for your reluctance to bring aggression into the world, for your refusal to run, for your determination to see this story through, and for the belief you now have in yourself and whatever cause it is that you now stand up for. For your warrior's heart, which is blessed with courage and strength, of the feelings of fear, yet the ability to stand your ground, for the swinging of the sword and the raising of the shield, for the quiet in the chaos that you will find, and for the sacrifice you will make in order to see this through. You are blessed, and your warrior spirit is rising, and it is blessed. For you are no aggressor or foolish conqueror. You are a soul who will no longer run from what stands between you and the rest of your beautiful life. Blessed be. You two are going to have to fight for this. And not each other. I don't get that. Not with Kuan Yin over here and Libra balance over here. But it certainly does speak with this Ace of Wands of a quest beginning, and it feels like the rescuer's got to rescue this one. Why? Because the Don Juan's sitting back. They already did their best. They were trying too hard, right? They're giving it time. The onus is here on the heal, and it is a healing thing here, but absolutely make sure that you are stepping back. Let me put it all together. You know how I do. If you've been watching me for a while, please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons, please may this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract be blessed with all that it needs, that they may provide strength and support to others in crisis, acting out of love with no expectation of reward, spotlighting their positive, seductive qualities and challenging authority to effect social change, rejecting spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, coming into balance, heart, throat, third eye, crown, feeling the flow of love and compassion, very self-contained in order to feel that wish fulfillment before it arrives in this Pisces symbiotic empathic bond between these 2, that action may be taken, passion may be gripped, and initiation may begin. While the one on this side is seeing it differently, sacrificing their point of view, perhaps lowering some of their boundaries here for this to happen as slow and steady. It feels like both of them are making the move, like building a beehive moment by moment and making honey, that process of something sweet coming out of something that might have been sour here, getting back to what they love, their current situation, giving them an opportunity to reevaluate what they want with those Libra scales within them, and doing something for someone else, giving their attention to someone else, certainly by seeing it differently and sacrificing perhaps their point of view on the past, because like does attract like. And if they're longing for more love in this thing, they need to be more loving so that they can greet wellness, because balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles, and embracing their worthiness of this contract. Feeling worthiness, filling every cell of their body, and it feels amazing while they both integrate the ego, getting that everything that has happened so far is for them, not against them, even those who may be fighting them and wanting them not to move forward here. And that's why it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself that balance and time on this side. You're trying too hard. You already tried too hard. You already did everything that you could do here. Give it time. Let the cake bake. Otherwise, you're just going to have hot batter in a pan, and that sounds good, but it's not cake, because the past is now behind you. Whatever went on here was meant to happen. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith, and that means slow and steady, and that's okay too, because there is a blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided here, and it is a battle involving external forces, because the two of you do love each other. The two of you do want to be together, even if you don't know who each other are. If that is your case, there are certainly some battles to be fought here, and it does take a warrior's heart to walk the path of true love, immense courage, intense fortitude, and intense willingness to heal. And may they do that. May this Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic soulmate contract be a blessing upon both of them. Really teach everyone else around them what the truth of love is, and in that help heal this world for the well-being of all. So motivating. And so it is. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. Woo! So look, if you liked it, like it, want more, subscribe. Go read my book. That will give you definitely some insight into this, particularly the throat and heart chakra dynamics going on here, and what it takes to stand up to the tribal dictates of ages past, right? Look, I'm sorry that there's a battle that can't be avoided here, but, you know, you're Virgos. You'll figure it out and take your guidance and grace as it comes as you bring yourselves into balance. You want to book me for a reading? Facebook Messenger, Twitter, DM me, Instagram, DM me. We can do it on Zoom. We can do it on video call. Facebook Messenger video call is the best quality I've come across, but it's not recordable. Zoom is meh in quality, but you can record it. Or we can Skype or phone or whatever. And now I'm going to be doing readings in person in certain places around Long Island, possibly the New York area, wherever it's meant to be, but we'll see how that goes. Again, taking this all one step at a time. So wishing you the very best and the very blessed in this soul contract of my beloved Virgos. Virgo power, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.